A major twist in the sexual assault case against former head of the International Monetary Fund, Dominique Strauss-Khan. His accuser now facing new questions about her credibility. A judge in New York freed Strauss-Khan from house arrest yesterday. You may remember back in May, prosecutors claim that he tried to rape a housekeeper in the suite of a posh Manhattan hotel. But now prosecutors, they say that the alleged victim admitted that she has lied about what exactly happened after the incident in the hotel, also has lied about her past. And there's also word that she has financial ties, apparently, to a convicted drug dealer. Strauss-Khan's lawyers say that they want the charges dropped.
We believed from the beginning that this case was not what it appeared to be, and we are absolutely convinced that while today is a first giant step in the right direction, the next step will lead to a complete dismissal of the charges.
But for now, the charges still stand. So how will all of this impact the case? Let's bring in our power panel. Fox News legal analyst Wiehl, Fox News national security analyst KT McFarland, and Deneen Borelli, Project 21 fellow and Fox News contributor. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
And happy 4th of July.
Look at this. I love KT's outfit. Perfect.
Off the very top, let's talk about what has happened with Strauss-Khan just yesterday. Off house arrest, a huge development, but isn't this necessarily a good thing for other people who make, or place charges of rape?
The first thing that came to mind when I was looking at this case was the Duke LaCrosse case. Remember, that's the rape case, right? And she came forward, and Naifong, who was the prosecutor in that case, just, went really all guns ahead for this case and didn't interview any of the defendants, took her word completely as she said it.
And ruined those boys' lives.
And ruined the boys' lives, exactly.
And contributions to Duke in general.
And thank you very much. But Naifong lost his bar card over this.
Well, he ought to.
Yeah, he absolutely should have been more than that even.
But this case.
This is different. I don't think the prosecutors are acting like vigilantes here. I think they did take her word for it, and then they've done more research and they done more investigation, not just them, but the defense lawyers as well. And when this came out, they did the right thing. They gave it to the defense, so everyone knew what was going on, and then they said, okay, no more house arrest. They let him go, so to speak.
But this is a perfect example of the importance of innocent before proven guilty. I think this should be tried in the courts. The media has ran all over the place with this story, and there's more and more information that keeps coming out. So are we really going to know what happened? This is a
You
he
never
said,
know.
she
You'll never know.
Right.
He'll accuse her of lying and a terrible character. She'll say he's so powerful that he destroyed my credibility. And so you'll absolutely never know. But the irony of all this, he's going to go back to France. He's going to run for president. In the United States, that would have finished you, right? Even the accusation, France would probably be elected.
Yeah, and it does, though, create more questions, though, for people who make these charges.
That's
for
what
women.
You're trying to get at, I think, is just that what does this do for women that have righteous claims coming forward? Are they going to be more afraid? And I used to prosecute rape cases, and there were so many women, even when I was prosecuting, that said, I don't want to go forward with these allegations. I'm worried about, quote unquote, being raped all over again in the courtroom. And that's why we enacted the rape shield laws, which meant that your sexual history cannot come in to the courtroom.
Shouldn't the district attorney should have looked at her and say, wow, I mean, is there a little credibility problem here?
Yes, but remember, to be fair to the district attorney, they put her in front of the grand jury. There is a layer between the attorneys and the indictment. That is the grand jury. The grand jury indicted him. It wasn't just the district attorney saying, he did a bad thing. It was a grand jury that did that as well.
Okay.
But here's the other thing. When you're a powerful person, you shouldn't put yourself in that kind of situation. I mean, that's a lesson learned right there.
Yeah.
Well, and he never denied that there was sexual
they actually said that it was consensual.
Exactly.
The exact opposite. And he's had some questions about his character in the past as well. So
which made it easier.
Yes. Okay, so let's move on to our next topic. Arnold and Maria, they filed for divorce. Apparently, there's no prenup, which means in the state of California that Maria could get half of Arnie's Terminator dough. Also, Maria is filing for joint custody of their kids. Is this a fair deal for both Arnold and Maria? Now, I was talking to Greg actually just a moment ago, and Greg mentioned the idea of these sunset provisions. I actually looked it up in reference to divorce settlements, and there's a time limit for prenup. So do we know, did they ever have a prenup, and is it just now null and void?
I don't think there was a prenup, and even if there was, Greg's exactly right. There's a sunset provision, which means that after a certain number of years, every state has a different provision, but after a certain number of years, and they have passed that number of years in any state of marriage, that a prenup would not be valid. So what that means is that prenup or no, she is entitled to half of his estate, community property estate, meaning she's entitled to half of what he earned while they were married. Not before.
Not before.
And not before, and not if a gift was given to him or something, he inherited something, but half of what he actually made while they were married.
But you know, here's a guy who's like screwed up the state of California, right? State of California is bankrupt, screwed up the marriage, the kids are estranged from him, and you know, what's he got left? He's going to go back and be in the movies, and who wants to go look at some guy with so many facelifts and so pumped up with Botox? I mean, he didn't do it for me. Let's get to the real thing here.
Who cares about the prenup? Let's talk about the facelifts.
Well, this was one expensive fling, that much I'll say.
Yeah.
But, you know, I don't think it's about the money, so to speak. I think the priority would be about the children, because she is willing to negotiate joint custody. So I think really the priority, because they're both pretty wealthy.
Right. Yeah.
And that's just, you know, my opinion.
But I think
it's
she's
about
handled
the
herself
children.
really well. She's been
very
a classy
classy
woman.
woman. She's a very classy woman.
Absolutely.
And you mentioned the kids. Our next topic, moving on to some other kids, preschool in Sweden that tries to do away with gender identity, asking staffers to avoid using him or her when referring to students instead as friends. And it says this in the prompter, actually. This is my reaction to it.
Very good.
Huh?
These are my scholars. And I'm sorry, my mother is Danish. I have a Danish heritage, Scandinavian heritage. It's all my fault. You know, but I'm sorry. You know, parents and teachers are not friends. Nor are the children. I mean, I think it's good when my kids say, I'm so mad at you, you're not my friend. Fine, I'm not your friend, I'm your parent.
Right,
The
but they're
teachers
trying
aren't
to
friends.
do away with the gender identification.
You know, what are they going to do? They're succeeding to have a bunch of adults feel really good about themselves, that they're going to deal with gender equality. What they're going to really do is screw up a bunch of 3-year-olds who are then, when they grow up to be adults, they're going to be even more screwed up.
Oh, you're slacking on the Scandinavians now. Come on, KT.
But what's even scarier, there's a long wait list to get into this school.
Oh, I hadn't read that.
But this is just, it's command and control. They're brainwashing these poor kids. And if this is about equality, I mean, come on, it's about, you know, what a person can do in order to get ahead and succeed. None of this brainwashing of the children. I mean, look at this panel here. We have a we panel.
And we've all done pretty well by being girls, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, so go for
Women,
it.
thank you very much.
Women.
Hey, I'll be a girl. I'll still be a girl. No problem there. No, I say embrace it. Embrace being a woman, embrace being a man, and go with it and do the best that you can in life, no matter what your
we're talking about
gender.
little mushies.
The little kids.
The little mushies, did you say?
Sorry, I still call my little mushies, and they're taller than I am, both of them.
That's cute. All right, well, we'll be right back with our power panel to talk